A level playing field means rules apply equally to all. It is the essence of justice and fair play. Hello everyone, welcome to UPSC Talks from Lukmaan IAS. My name is Jahidul, and in this episode today, we are going to understand, are aspirants really at the same level while starting the UPSC Civil Services exam preparation? To understand this, let us understand what is UPSC Civil Services examination first. Alright, so as we know that Union Public Service Commission conducts the Civil Services examination. And through this examination, Union Public Service Commission recruits around 1000 people, which is around 800 to 1200 people in different services. Around 22 services are there, right? So people are recruited for all different services, including Indian Administrative Services, Indian Police Services, Indian Foreign Services, Indian Revenue Services, etc. However, when we talk about that, does this examination provides a level playing field to everyone? To understand this, we need to understand that what do we mean by level playing field? Level playing field means rules apply equally to all, irrespective from which family a candidate is coming, from which academic background a candidate is coming. Okay, so when we talk about UPSC Civil Services examination, it has given some eligibility criteria for the students who want to prepare for this examination. So eligibility criteria is decided based on multiple factors. Number one is age limit. Number two is educational qualification. Number three is number of attempts. So when we talk about age limit for general category candidates, the age limit is 21 years to 32 years, right? They have 6 attempts, okay? And if we talk about OBC candidates, it is 21 years to 35 years. They have 9 attempts. Similarly, if we talk about SC/ST candidates, okay, so they are given, let's say, like more number of attempts, okay. They have unlimited attempts, but like there is a age limitation. Similarly, for person with benchmark disabilities, there are some criteria. When we talk about academic qualification, so graduation is the eligibility criteria. A candidate who has graduated or a candidate who is in final year of graduation, provided that by the time that he is going to appear in the mains exam, he should have his final degrees and mark sheet with him. Okay, so these are eligibility criteria for this examination. But the point of concern is like whether all the aspirants who are starting their UPSC preparation, who are starting their UPSC journey, are they all at the same level or not? So the answer is no. All candidates are not at the same level. Why? It is because of multiple factors, and we are going to understand these factors one by one. Number one factor is academic qualification. So not all candidates qualify from the same stream. There are candidates who are qualifying from let's say humanities background. They have done their BA, they have done their MA, so they have prior experience of learning history, polity, economy, geography subjects, right? And if we talk about candidates who have technical background, like someone who has done BTech, right, engineering, or someone who has done medicine or MBBS candidates. So like these candidates have lost their touch after their 10th standard. They have lost their touch with humanities subject after 10th standard. So the thing is, academic background also plays role, because those candidates who have some exposure of reading these subjects will be able to connect with the, let's say, like UPSC syllabus well. Okay, they will be able to connect with the syllabus and they'll be able to learn quickly because they might already have learned those subjects. Okay, this is one thing. The second factor is that whether the candidates have some prior experience of preparing for a competitive examination or not, whether the students have appeared in competitive examination or not. This is going to play a very important role. Why? Because when we talk about those candidates who are coming from IITs or who are coming from IIMs or students who are coming from AIMS, right? So these students have taken admission in these technical institutions or medical institutions after qualifying a competitive exam. It is either IIT JEE or NEET, right, or CAT. So they have prepared for these competitive examinations, they have faced the competition, and then they are starting their UPSC journey. So these candidates have prior experience that what it takes to qualify a competitive examination. So they know the rigor that is needed to qualify the exam. So these aspirants are well placed. Why? Because irrespective of the subjects that they have to learn, they can learn a new subject. But the thing is, they know what rigor is needed, what strategy is needed to qualify this exam. At the same time, when we talk about people from humanities background, okay, those people who are graduate today, okay, so most of them may not have faced a competitive examination after their 12th standard to take admission in, let's say, like colleges, because that time CUET concept was not there. So admission was given mostly, right, in many colleges based on their performance in the 12th standard, their performance in the board examination. But nowadays, for admission in humanities courses also, the National Testing Agency is conducting CUET examination, CUET UG examination, right? So these candidates now, like the future aspirants, are going to have some experience of preparing for competitive examinations. All right. So those candidates who have prior experience of preparing for a competitive exam, they will be well placed to make strategies to qualify the UPSC Civil Services exam. Third factor is related to the time availability. Okay, so how time availability is important? Basically, when you are preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination, so this exam is a long duration exam process. It requires you to study many subjects. You need to read those subjects from multiple sources. You need to revise those subjects. You need to make short notes. You need to give test also. Then you need to finally appear in the examination. So all of these stages requires time. Whether you are able to devote proper time for this exam preparation or not, it also determines how soon you will qualify the civil services exam. So here two things comes. One is an aspirant who is fresh graduate and he is devoting full time to prepare for UPSC Civil Services exam. On the other hand, there are other aspirants who are engaged in doing other activities also along with preparing for civil services. So those candidates will not be able to devote their full time to prepare for those for UPSC Civil Services exam, because either they are doing full-time job and then they are preparing for the civil services, or they are doing higher studies and then they are preparing for the civil services. Okay, so the more time, more qualitative time that you are able to put in actual preparation of this exam will determine how well you are reading and learning those subjects. Okay, strategy also plays a very important role. Apart from this, financial resources play a very important role. If a candidate comes from well-to-do family, right, so their family members will support that student financially. Whether that student wants to attend coaching classes, financial support will be provided by the family members for that. Whether the student wants to stay in Delhi, right, so financial resources will be provided by the family members. Whether the student wants to purchase any resource material, study material, right, so that will be provided by the family members. Okay, so a student who comes from well-to-do family, they have an added advantage. Why? Because they don't have to struggle for these basic resources. But on the other hand, a candidate who comes from poor family background, these candidates will not be having, let's say, like, resources enough to purchase even a laptop. They will not be able to, let's say, like, manage for their finances to stay in Delhi. They will not be able to, let's say, attend coaching classes. So these students have to struggle a bit more. And at Lukmaan IAS, we have a scholarship test. It is known as Bright Minds Scholarship Test for IAS, right? So registrations are open for this scholarship test. You can appear in this scholarship test if you perform well, right? If you are among the top performers, you will get a chance to join the GS Foundation course absolutely free. All right. So this is for those candidates who are, let's say, like, who are deserving candidates, but like they are facing financial difficulties. Apart from this examination requires mental resilience. What do we mean by mental resilience? To understand this, we need to understand that this exam is a long duration exam, as we discussed earlier. So during preparation of this exam, you may face difficulty from time to time. It is possible that you are able to understand few subjects and you are not able to understand other subjects. So how you deal with those subjects, it will be determined by your mental resilience. If you fail in any stage of the examination, you have to prepare for this exam once again from the starting. That also requires mental resilience. So mental resilience is a very important factor. It's a part of your personality that you need to focus on. Apart from this, let's say prior knowledge and awareness about this examination also plays important role. There are many candidates who are just thinking of preparing for the UPSC Civil Services exam, but they were in touch with someone who has prepared for this exam and they have qualified. Maybe one of their family member or distant relative have qualified this exam. So they have got motivation from those people who have qualified, and at the same time they might have closely followed their preparation strategies. So these candidates are well placed. But the thing is, this factor should not stop other candidates from starting their preparation, because you can also get those guidance. You can also get access to, let's say, toppers talks and all. At Lukmaan IAS, in our main channel, we have toppers perspective, a kind of special playlist where whenever we talk to the toppers of UPSC Civil Services exam, we upload those videos. You can watch those videos to understand about the strategies of the toppers. Okay, so that will be important. Apart from this, let's say many other things also play important role. Okay, what are those things? The thing is, this exam demands commitment, time commitment from you. Let's consider today you have thought that you want to prepare for the civil services exam, but the thing is, you are not able to devote time for this examination. How you can do that, right? So you have to make proper plan. You have to make proper strategy for yourself, that how much time you are able to devote for this exam preparation on a day-to-day basis, and what will be your overall duration of preparation for this exam. So you need to make this plan yourself. You can interact with a mentor and they're going to help you with this. Thank you so much everyone for attending this session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.